Well, Rosie, today is the 9th of April 2012, Easter Monday, our first golf lesson. And let's see your original swing before we had an influence on you. Just wanted to check out, see what hand-eye coordination you had. And you've got very good hand-eye coordination and plenty of power. You know, you're not scared to give it a hit. Now, balance mightn't be 100% yet. Okay, but you can hit the ball. That's the first step. Now, all we're going to do is going to make you into a more correct golfer so you can do it more consistently. That's the plan. And your knees could be a little more bent than they are there. So we don't want to start in that kind of stiff-legged position. But from there, what we did is we went and we looked at the grip. Now, your original grip was like this. It was just a little bit too much in front of the grip, your left wrist.
Yeah.
The middle of your left wrist, the snuff box area on top of your wrist here, should be right on the top of the grip. That means you have to be more on the fingers, and that gives you more control, and it won't slip in your hands as much. So we went from there, we went over to the chip shot. And we saw you chip the ball. This was your first couple of attempts. Feet were closer together for the chip shot, which was good. Now this is early days. You can see here that you had wristy business here, a bit risky.
Yeah,
wristy. Now, when your wrists do that sort of movement, as the club head gets too far away, it's coming in nicely here, but it's just a case of learning to find the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened after that was the club went and flipped over. So what we did is we came along, we put you a little more in front of the ball, set up, put the ball up on a tee, and we got you make your thumbs point down.
Make a difference.
Hey, isn't it amazing? Hey?
Yeah.
So somewhere in here we came along and did a little bit of work with your grip, and that was originally what you were doing. You were flipping it over. So what I got you to do is I got you to make sure we got the grip in the fingers, and that you went back neutral, and then you made the thumbs go down. Do it nice and slowly to start, not too fast, very slow and deliberate, measured. And you learn to control the shaft of the club. You make the shaft go in line with your left arm. So as your thumb goes down like that, you've got to allow your hip to turn, so that gives you the clearance to get through the ball.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you did that a couple of times and bingo. Look at that. It hit the tee, but boy, it was nicely in line, and the ball went straight as a string. And I saw you got pretty excited about that. Good. Just keep your head down a little longer, and you're going to get really oops, that's the old way. Okay, that was from the beginning of that lesson. So after a while, we got you. Let's see what we did. We took your left hand, and we decided, okay, we're going to put your hand on the club properly. So this is what we did. We made a mark across your hand, and we're going to run the grip of the club right across that line, on that diagonal across your fingers. Then you wrap your fingers around, and you'll see the heel pad area, that fleshy part, goes on top of the grip. Your thumb is on the back side of the center, back side of the grip.
Yeah.
And when your thumbs go down like that, the gravity weight of the club wants it to go down like that. We call that uncocking. And the wrist will be right on top, so it'll lock in underneath that heel pad. So with the next one we did, you notice here now that the wrist is right on the middle there, pretty close, okay? So then we're going to put the right hand on. Let me just get rid of that line. And you'll notice here that instead of that blue line underneath the grip, You just come back a little bit here. See that blue line? That's off the second knuckle joint of the middle two fingers. We're going to make that go right underneath the bottom of the grip, and then we're going to hook the fingers around. And then we're going to allow the hollow of the palm of the right hand to cover the left thumb. You'll see the two hands fit together. That was amazing how they fit just nice and neat. So now they become one unit. Okay? So then from there, we took that idea and we took the stance. So the first lesson, quite a bit of things happening. We got the grip right, and then we learned how to get the right stance. So we bend the club holding it opposite the middle of our hips, club shaft horizontal to the ground. We're lining the leading edge of the club face up so it's nice and vertical, but the hands are not too high or too low. Then left arm straight, right arm's a little bit bent, and your feet close together, and you put your weight lean over onto your front foot. That helps you hit down on the ball. So you go back neutral, and then your thumbs go down. Stays nice and easy. The whole trick is to do this slowly to start. So we went a little bit further, and you gradually progressed so you can do it by yourself. Get your feet in position, weight forward. A little tap, tap, tap maybe, yeah. That helps your rhythm. You looked up a little early there, didn't you? So I'll just give you a little model here just to have an idea on. Again, we start with the club here opposite the middle of our hips, put our weight onto the right foot, and then bend. Left foot for ball placement, right foot just a little bit back for balance. Chip shot your feet very close together. Notice the weight leaning well and truly over on the front foot. If we took a line up from the ball, you'll see most of my body is ahead of the line, ahead of the ball. So we're just going to then come over to this one. And what we did, we just hit one from my side here, and you'll see. First thing I do is I put a little pressure, one hand against the other, right hand pushes against it. That's called a forward press. Just a little kick start to trigger me into my backswing turn. Notice how the handle goes just a little bit before the club head?
Yeah.
That encouraged my hips to turn along with the hands and arms. Now see, my head is not looking up, and the shaft, my head's an anchor point basically.
Yeah.
So it keeps me nice and stable. So that straight line, thumbs down makes that straight line, okay? So what we did with you is we then went over to the yardstick, okay? And I think I might have got the yardstick as well. So we took the yardstick, I went down the grip a little, so it's 5 or 6 inches out the end. Made sure I gripped it so in the fingers, the wrist was on top of the grip, on top of that shaft. Two hands together. And all I'm doing is pushing it back neutral, and the thumbs go down, and the stick goes in line with the lead arm. Push forward, thumbs down. So I practice with that stick nice and slow. Change direction slowly so you get the technique correct first. Get that alignment of the club shaft in line with the lead arm. And then gradually you increase the speed. Okay. So then we went over and you did it. Oops, wrong side. We need to get you on here. So we got you doing it. I just get myself in position A. And there's the stance for a chip shot. Now for you. So So once we've got the grip right, very important to grip it down in the fingers. Don't get too much up in the palm.
Yep. The
idea is thumb goes down. That's the thumbs down. That uncocking motion is the most important initial move to learn.
Okay.
Because if you can have the thumbs going down, the club will get deep into the shot, so you won't miss the ball.
Yep.
You take it back kind of neutral, then the thumbs going down gives a bit of a loop in the change of directions. And now you did it by yourself. I went a little bit fast there, so it was important for you to slow down. Head stays steady. Just there a little bit wiggly waggly. So slow, change direction. Thumbs down. Slow. Change direction. Get it in line before you go forward. Lock it in. Thumbs down and unlock and lock it in. And that's lesson number 1, learning the basic action for a chip shot. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay, so we're going to get you doing it.